Do you recognize the man in this photo? And if so, most people will say that this is just a model as a civilian from the game Garrus mod, but only those who really understand the universe of Skibidi Toilet will be able to recognize in this man the first Skibidi and Toilet. So today I will tell you where all the people from the city actually disappeared. How did a secret community of agents appear? And the main question is how Skibidi Toilets appeared. Everything is in order. On the 29th of January on the channel Yes Fac Boom, the first video with the well-known song Ski Trouble Dopes appears. So far this is just a meme that has not gone beyond just a humorous video. In the frame the men are on the edge of the building. In a couple of seconds he will start to sing. And this is the first symptom of infection of the brain with a Skibidi virus. You will say what kind of nonsense, but believe me, soon you will understand. About then me on the freeze frame, we managed to notice J-Man, who in subsequent videos will lead the army of Skibidists and become the main antagonist of the entire Skibidi universe. The next video is almost a complete copy of the first one, but it differs in that a girl or almost a girl appears in it. In any case, the video ends with the main character falling from the roof of the house. This is the first stage of the rebirth of a person into a Skibidist. The old person loses his former body and the functions of vital organs begin to perform. The toilet bowl, while completely capturing the brain of the victim. Already on February 7th, the first episode of Skibidi appears on the channel, and here the head of this man completely climbs out of the toilet bowl and begins to sing a well-known song. At this stage, the victim's brain is already completely under control with the virus run. The video ends with you. The fact that an infected person attacks the video operator and the video ends abruptly. It is also important to mention that at the beginning of this video we again see J-Man, who happily leaves Anne from the frame. Later I will explain why. It's just keep this information for now. On the head in the second episode the elevator opens, in which we already see 3 toilets, but now the most. An interesting man whom we saw earlier climbs out of the toilet, and together with the second extra whom he infected in the previous video, that is, the theory that the Skibidi virus is transmitted from the carrier to the victim is confirmed. But even in this episode a girl appears that we saw in the first series of the Skibidi virus begins to spread a third. The episode is already in full swing, showing concern with the world community regarding the boiling of the virus in many major cities. Infected Skibidi toilets are already roaming with might, and main government actions to combat them have created a covert unit of agents that is immune to the virus. We notice them in this episode. So one of the largest wars in history begins. YouTube to say that agents are created to protect people from Skibidi toilets, and my version that people can be infected with a virus is ideally demonstrated in the 4th episode of a restaurant visitor having a good time when suddenly an infected inhibitionist breaks into the building, and after a moment all the people inside become carriers of the virus and turn into toilets. In this way, in a couple of days in all major cities, an emergency situation is declared. The government will have an army to fight the extras, but it is unlikely that the tanks can somehow harm the Skibidi giants. Therefore, all hope is only for agents. Already after a large number of releases of people, there are practically no people left. In the last 2 episodes, we saw a person for whom the agent is fighting so fiercely. And maybe he is one of the last survivors. But let's go back to the 7th episode. We find out that the only way to deal with the toilets is to flush them. But here we see something interesting. Help thread. I told you about J-Man, who appeared in the first episodes. I'm sure that it was he who became the main initiator of the development of the Skibidi virus, and the appearance in the first episodes looks like watching the infected. Maybe he didn't create the virus, but did it with the help of the scientists' Skibidi laboratory. But anyway, in the 7th episode, he himself transferred his body to the toilet and became one of the Skibidis. Was it his conscious decision, or did it happen by mistake? It's impossible to say for sure. What you think? You write your version in the comments. Bye bro.